Fox Sports.
We are the Fox. We are the West.
Yu Darvish continues to acclimate himself to the majors. And after perhaps his best start to date, he returns home. Tonight, he goes against the Yankees. And he will have Adrian Beltre behind him. Warm and very windy, and another packed house making its way into Rangers Ballpark in Arlington tonight. Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Rangers and the New York Yankees, and just the 7th matchup in Major League history between Japanese-born starting pitchers. Hiroki Kuroda for the Yankees, and as Jim Knox knows, Yu Darvish for the Rangers.
Darvish against Kuroda, a huge game in Japan, and even a bigger game here in the States. Coming up next on Fox Sports Southwest.
By your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive the 2012 F-150 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group for money-saving car insurance quote. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And welcome to the ballpark. Dave Barnett along with Tom Grieve. So far, every start out, Yu Darvish has gotten a little bit better than he was, and he'll need to continue that tonight.
Yeah, the quality of his pitches has gotten better. There's no doubt about that. The first inning of his first game resulted in 4 runs, so it had to get better from there. His last start against Detroit, he really had exceptional stuff. He only gave up 2 hits in that game. His off-speed pitches have been terrific in all 3 games. The one thing you say is he continues to need to get the command of his fastball more accurate. He's walked 13 batters in 3 games, and that has to improve.
And for more, let's welcome down on the field Emily Jones.
Darvish to steadily improve. As you mentioned, we've seen it from one start to the next. He hopes to improve on his last one here tonight, and his battery mate Mike Napoli says he has definitely seen those signs of progress from start to start.
Getting ahead, throwing strike one. I mean, using all his pitches. So I'm excited for tonight, and we'll see how it goes.
Mike Napoli with tonight's Geico quote of the game, and you guys talked about that first start and how rough it was in those first couple of innings for you, Darvish. If you take out those first 2 innings of his major league career, he's got a 1.15 ERA, so it's definitely made some strides, and as you said, looking to continue that tonight, gentlemen.
All right, Emily. And the Rangers have taken the field. Still with the best record in the American League at 13-4 and equal to that of the Dodgers, the 2 best records in baseball. And here is Joe Girardi's lineup to face Darvish. Derek Jeter leading off. Curtis Granderson moves up to the 2 spot, still in center field. A-Rod is DHing. Robinson Cano hitting cleanup. And playing second base with Mark Teixeira at first, Nick Swisher at right. Raul Ibanez, the veteran, is in left field. Eric Chavez batting 8th and playing 3rd, and the catcher is Russell Martin.
Check out the scouting report in a minute for you, Darvish. Check out the scouting report for you, Darvish. He's 2-0 with a 3.57 ERA in 3 starts. Those numbers look good. The area improvement is obvious. He's walked at least 4 batters in all 3 games. Right-hand hitters have had a really tough time against him. Left-hand hitters a little bit better. Good thing is his stuff has gotten a little bit better each start. Off-speed pitches have been terrific. The area that I think can show the biggest improvement and show a dramatic improvement in his performance is if he commands his fastball a little bit better. And that was also an issue in spring training.
And the first pitch from Derek Jeter grounded over to Elvis Andrus. Haven't been many of those for Darvish so far. 1 pitch, 1 out. Ranger defense, 4th best fielding percentage in the league with Murphy, Hamilton, and Cruz the outfield. Adrian Beltre has returned. Andrus, Kinsler, Moreland, and Napoli behind the plate.
It's very nice to throw 1 pitch and get 1 out, especially when that 1 out is a guy hitting .411 coming into the game.
So here is Curtis Granderson, who hit 6th last night and got them started with a 2-run single in the first. Two balls and no strikes. Yankees, of course, for years noted for their patience at the plate. And Darvish throwing a lot of pitches in his first 3 starts. So first pitch strike, more important than ever tonight for Darvish. There's Ted Barrett. Brian Runge at first, Marvin Hudson at second. The crew chief is Tim McClellan. He's at 3rd. And it's 2-2. Darvish, in his first 3 starts, threw a first pitch strike to just 49% of the batters he faced. The major league average is 59%. So when he has worked ahead in the count, that's when he's been, as you would expect, at his most difficult to hit. Curve stays a little high, and it's 3-2.
Ted Barrett gave it a good look. He thought about calling this pitch. It just stayed right at the top of the strike zone. Borderline pitch, could have gone either way. You don't see it called a strike very often.
And Darvish, as he did in Detroit, going from the stretch with nobody on, and he puts Granderson on with ball 4. Really seen 3 different deliveries First time we saw him, the windup had both hands going behind the head, and then next he shortened that windup and just brought him up about chest high, and then started pitching exclusively from the stretch about midway through the game in Detroit.
I think what Darvish is saying is he's searching for a delivery that feels the most comfortable to him, and that's the one he's going to use at any given time.
Fires strike one to A-Rod. He had the big blow last night, a 3-run homer in the 5th. His 632nd of his career, 5th all time. There goes Granderson, and it is foul back. No balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez.
Not a great jump for Granderson. I think Napoli would have had a good shot at him if A-Rod missed that ball.
Very warm tonight, 86 degrees. Warmest game yet here at the ballpark. Let's see if Granderson goes again. Not going here.
That's got to be close to a strike. Let's see where that pitch was. I'm betting it's a strike. That's all the way in the strike zone. You know, that's a pitch. If you're out there as a pitcher, you just have to get that strike in today's game. The hitters are so big, so strong. They cover the plate so well. When you make a pitch like that, 1 ball and 2 strikes to a great hitter, obviously you want to get it. But, you know, they're borderline pitches. They can go either way. That one just didn't go Yu's way.
Of Yu's first 10 pitches, 5 have been balls.
That's a strike. Actually, it's better that he got to throw another pitch. Got to see Alex take that swing. It was even better than the one before it. That is being fooled by a slider. You won't see Alex swing like that very often.
Fun to watch here, though, isn't it?
Our fans like it.
Weak a wave, as you will see. Alex Rodriguez.
He was fooled by it, realized it was going to be a strike, and just tried to get a piece of it any way he could, and obviously wasn't quite able to do it.
So with 2 outs, here is Cano. And there's strike 1 to Cano, batting cleanup. After 2 hits, 2 runs last night.
Well, Darvish's off-speed pitches have been solid all season long. There's a good assortment of them. There's a slow curve, a hard curve, the slider. He'll throw a cutter. And they're especially tough on right-hand hitters. That's why right-hand hitters are only hitting 174 against him, having to contend with that assortment of off-speed pitches. What he needs to get the average below 300 for left-hand hitters is better command of his fastball. And he's done that in the past. He'll do it in the future. It's just a matter of working through a little bit of the wildness and getting to that point.
He's thrown the first pitch strike to 3 of the 4 Yankees he's faced. And this one is grounded to Adrian Beltre. And for Darvish, only the Granderson walk in the first inning, needing only 13 pitches. Nothing for the Yankees. Rangers coming to bat. Rangers will have this lineup tonight. Ian Kinsler, as usual, leading off at second base. Elvis Andrus at short. Josh Hamilton is in center. Adrian Beltre back in cleanup. Michael Young the DH. Cruz in right. Murphy in left. Napoli catching. And Mitch Moreland batting ninth and playing first against the 37-year-old Hiroki Kuroda.
Kuroda's lost 2 out of 3 decisions. His ERA is rather high. Had one pretty bad game. Gave up 4 runs in the first inning to Minnesota in his last start. Half of his runs have come in the first inning. Since he came to the big leagues, he was with the Dodgers for 4 years. He doesn't walk many, right around 2 walks per 9 innings. He's got good stuff. He's got a good fastball, good solid pitcher. At this stage of his career, he's not necessarily a top of the rotation guy, but good solid 4th starter on a good team, and that's what he is with the Yankees.
And has that hesitation at the top of his windup to deliver strike 1 to Ian Kinsler.
He's actually pitched better here than he did in Japan. If you look at ERA, his ERA is 3.45 for 4 years with the Dodgers, and it's 3.69 in 11 years in Japan. So he's translated well to the U.S. game.
He actually has the best career earned run average of any Japanese-born pitcher. High and deep to left field and gone to the Yankee bullpen. Number 5 for Ian Kinsler.
Now, if the game is anything like batting practice, this is a good day to strike people out or throw sinkers and get ground balls, because very seldom has the ball carried better in batting practice than it did this afternoon. There are balls hit all over this stadium, and right off the bat, Ian Parks went over the Yankee bench in the bullpen, way out of here to left center field. He gets a hanging slider, it looks like, on the inside part of the plate. That pitch had "hit me" written all over it, and boy, did Ian ever hit it.
So 1-0 Texas. Strike 1 to Elvis.
Well, we saw Josh in batting practice hit a couple of balls on the roof of the new structure that's the batting eye in center field. Mitch Moreland hit one off it. There were balls hit to parts of the ballpark that normally you don't see him hit to.
Well, that was toward the back third of visitor bullpen out there, and Ian's first homer since April 13th at Target Field, a 9-game drought. Andrus rolls out to Derek Jeter. Yankee defense is, in terms of fielding percentage, the best in the majors so far. Raul Ibanez in left, with Granderson in center, Swisher in right, and the former Oakland A, Eric Chavez, at third, with Jeter, Cano, Teixeira, and former Dodger Russell Martin catching his fellow former Dodger Kuroda.
Kuroda, coming into the game, had been hurt a little bit by the long ball. He'd given up 3 in 18 innings.
Hamilton first ball hitting. Teixeira and feeding Kuroda just in time. 1 pitch, route number 2.
Josh was all set to dive into first base and then stopped himself from doing it right as he got into position to dive. You'll see him about 3/4 of the way right here, thinking about it and deciding not to. Hear that, he tripped. Maybe he tripped. I thought he was getting ready to dive, but watching it again, he might just have tripped a little bit and lost his balance.
So 2 outs, and here is Adrian Beltre. And Ron Washington says Adrian is under no restrictions. Took some grounders yesterday. Says we dodged a bullet, finding out that the hamstring was not the issue, just some general soreness around the left hamstring as he pulled into second base, running out a double in the first game of the doubleheader in Detroit Saturday.
Was that ever great news?
Big difference without him in the lineup. He had a 7-game hitting streak going. The Kinsler home run, 439 feet. That is some from distance there.
Yeah, this is the day you really like to see Josh get one of his best shots a little bit to the left of the home run porch to see how far he could really hit one here, because the conditions appear to be just about ideal for that.
And the wind is just blasting in from right. See those flags above the scoreboard, above the offices in center field. Warmest, windiest conditions yet here at the ballpark. Chop back to Kuroda, makes a nice play on it. But Ian Kinsler, on the third pitch of the game, planted home run number 5 to give the Rangers an early 1-0 lead. Ian Kinsler just hit his 21st career leadoff home run, stretching his club record. Darvish a lead to take into the second inning, and another strike one. He's done it to 4 the first 5 hitters he has faced, in this case to Mark Teixeira, who was 0 for 4 last night, just 3 for 14 on this road trip.
Good changeup right after the fastball for a strike. He takes a little bit off it. One was 92, one was 88. That's had Teixeira out in front of it. Thought he was getting the same pitch, but it was a little bit slower.
So what's in store at 0-2? Won't chase that one. .270 on the year. Quite a bit better than that in his last 7 games, but not an offensive factor last night. Darvish's 1-2 breaking ball, line to center, and right there is Hamilton. Let's check in with Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Dave. Ranger fans looking for a big win tonight over those Yankees. Yes, indeed. In Community Corner tonight, we're talking about it. The Rangers recognized Jackie Robinson before the game and pregame festivities. Also time to recognize the Negro League Baseball Museum, located in Kansas City, Missouri. Chronicles the lives of African-American players back in the 1860s to 1960s. To find out more, log on to NLBM.com. Dave?
All right, Jim, here's Nick Swisher, the American League RBI leader with 21. 4 homers, hitting .266. He is in some high Yankee cotton since 1961. Only Mickey Mantle, Dave Winfield, A-Rod, and now Nick Swisher have driven in as many as 21 runs in their first 16 games.
We've seen some good lineups recently. Of course, the Rangers have one of the best lineups, but the Tigers also have a great lineup. Now you get a chance to see the Yankee lineup, which from top to bottom is pretty much as strong as anybody's as well. Good test for the pitching staff. They definitely answered the bell in Detroit. I think the Tigers only scored 12 runs in 4 games.
Darvish 2 hit that group in 6th and 3rd innings on Thursday. Here's the 1-2 to Swisher. Rick last night 0 for 4, did have a sacrifice fly in their 4-run 5th inning, breaking open a 2-1 game. Yankees at 10-6, tied for first in the East with the Blue Jays, who are trailing in the 6th at Baltimore 2-1. 2-2, and he got him swinging. Strikeout number 2, out number 2.
Just a good example of the off-speed pitches that Darvish has. He struck out Rodriguez on a slider. He strikes out Swisher on a really nice changeup. Good movement on it. Excellent location, excellent movement. With 2 strikes, you'll get a lot of swings and misses at that pitch.
Yu Darvish getting some ugly-looking swings his first few batters. 2 outs for Raul Ibanez. Brett Gardner on the disabled list with a strained right elbow. Andrew Jones was in left last night against the lefty Holland. And now Ibanez's turn. Off to a pretty good start. He's driven in 9 runs on his 11 total hits, which include a double and 2 homers. In his first 3 starts, Darvish had much more trouble the first time through the order than the second and the third. First time through, the opposing batting average was .381. That dropped by 100 points second time through, down to .048. The third time through a lineup, they were just 2 for 21 against him. So to see him look this good first time through the lineup, a very promising sign. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's nice to be able to throw a fast change-up and a fastball count.
Ibanez will turn 40 on June 2nd. Waits for the 2-2. And sprays it down the left field line, foul into the seats. Yankees have been a big first inning offensive machine this year. They scored in the first inning last night, as they have done in 7 of their 10 wins. They are 4-6 when the opponent scores first, as is the case tonight, thanks to Ian Kinsler. And another strikeout. 1, 2, 3. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings.
Third different pitch. That was a curveball.
Ballpark this spring is on Thursday, May 17th. Texas hosts the Oakland A's, and CBS 11 and TXA 21 will host Weather Day for kids before the game. So plan your vacation day and then pick your seats at TexasRangers.com. Expected to be the 4th sellout of the year, 2nd straight in this Yankee visit. As Michael Young will lead off the bottom of the 2nd. He'll be followed by Nelson Cruz and David Murphy. Kuroda touched for his 4th home run. This is his 4th start by the leadoff hitter Kinsler. Then he got 3 groundouts. Michael last night 0 for 4, snapping his 10-game hitting streak. He was hitting .500, 21 of 42 in those 10 games. Drove in 10 runs at both his homers. Oh, at first, Brian Runge says he did not hold up.
I think Michael knew that he swung. He was looking for a fastball right there. He wrote it through him a slider. Let's see. Yeah, I think he went through.
Just barely. That time he did hold up. Runge agrees. Michael always a good hitter regardless of the opposition, Yankees included. 400 against them last year. Season series the Yankees won 7 out of 9 meetings. 3 balls and a strike. Joe Girardi's club 95 wins last year, lost the divisional series to the Tigers. Just caught the edge, 3-2.
Brian Runge at first base is from an umpiring family. His grandfather was Ed Runge. His father was Paul Runge.
Michael stays alive in a full count. Yankees have won the last 5 regular season meetings between these two. 8 of their last 9 since last April. And going back exactly 7 years ago today, from April 24th, 05 on, they are 40-18 against the Rangers. That, of course, does not include the ALCS from the year before last. And all the way over and on the line, Cano follows that one, brings it in for out number 1.
Cano is a really good athlete, a lot like Ian Kinsler in that regard. He covers a lot of ground, he has great range, has a strong arm, goes back on pop-ups really well.
Over the shoulder concentration on what was a foul ball. So there's the first out. And here's Nelly Cruz. Cruz last night a double in 3 trips, a walk and a run scored.
I would say this would be a pretty popular game to watch for the people in Japan.
Oh, no doubt.
It's being broadcast live to Japan.
Started, if I remember correctly, at 8 a.m. tomorrow in Japan. We had great ratings for Darvish versus Ichiro when the Mariners were here. And tonight, just the 7th time ever in the major leagues, a matchup of Japanese-born starting pitchers who never faced each other in Japan. It was never Kuroda versus Darvish over there. Hiroki spent 11 years with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. Was 103 and 89. Two balls and 2 strikes to Cruz. Kuroda really only sharp in 1 start so far. That was the Yankees home opener. He lost last Wednesday to Minnesota 6-5. Twins had a 4-run first. And he allowed a career high 10 hits in his 4 1/3.
That was a lot like the pitch that Ian hit right there. He's got a good slider. That might have been more of a curveball, but he has a really good slider when he keeps it away from the right-hand hitters. He got the one in a spot he didn't want to get it in to Ian, who hit it 430 feet. But he's made a lot of good pitches with it early in the game.
This one chopped slowly to short. Jeter has to charge. Quick release. Plenty of time for the second out. Ranger fans, Chevy is proud to present a new show called Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. So tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. here on Fox Sports Southwest, or visit hometownkids.tv for more information. So 2 outs. Here's David Murphy. Strike 1 to Murphy, hitting .333. And bringing a 4-game hitting streak in which he has gone 5 for 11 and sends a rocket out to right field for the Rangers' second base hit. Aboard with 2 outs for Mike Napoli.
David jumping on this high fastball. It's the exact pitch Martin was calling for. You could see him high in his stance, reaching up, telling Kuroda, throw me a high fastball. Kuroda's probably saying, what'd you ask for that pitch for? David was all over it.
So now Kuroda gets to hear the chants accompanying Mike Napoli to the batter's box. .264, 6 homers, 13 runs batted in. Tied for second in the league in homers, all coming in a 5-game stretch through the first game of the doubleheader on Saturday. Last night 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts at first base. And way inside. Kuroda's 29th pitch. Napoli, a Yankee killer over his career. Excellent numbers in 29 games. And looks at the off-speed strike to even the count. Murphy takes his lead off first. There with 2 outs. Going for the Rangers tonight is some solid recent history. Boston won 3 straight here last August. Since then, the only time the Rangers have lost back-to-back games, games 6 and 7 in St. Louis. Does not happen in the regular season. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Losing streak has not been in the Rangers' vocabulary for the last 5 weeks of last year and the first 3 of this year. Rangers have far and away the biggest run margin in baseball. They've outscored their opponents by 49 runs coming in. Next best, St. Louis, plus 35. And the next best in the league, the Yankees, at plus 20.
Yeah, Rangers have lost three one-run games, which keeps that margin in their favor by a lot. Good slider, boy. He's got a good slider.
First strikeout for Hiroki Kuroda. No runs, a hit, a man left. Darvish back to work. He was very sharp in the first 2 innings. Quest is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. Buy the United Mileage Plus Explorer card. Get it and you're in. And buy the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. And ready for the third inning. It's Eric Chavez to be followed by Russell Martin, and then back to the top of the order, and Derek Jeter. Line to right and in there for a base hit. One hop to Cruz. Chavez has the Yankees' first hit off of Yu Darvish tonight. Darvish has been throwing first pitch strikes. Chavez has watched that for 2 innings. He jumped on that first pitch. And that brings up Russell Martin, the catcher. Chris Stewart caught last night. Really contributed the leadoff walk, keyed their 4-run 5th inning, doubled in the 6th. It's been Martin behind the plate all but 2 games so far for the Yankees. In this very exclusive club, 10 homers, 60 RBIs, 10 steals, at least 3 times. Only Carlton Fisk and last night's honoree Pudge Rodriguez managed that. Martin off to a slow offensive start. He had an 0 for 16 and with a home run Friday in Boston. Two balls and a strike. Infield to double play depth. Darvish needed only 13 pitches in the first, only 15 in the second. 20 strikes, 13 balls so far. 3 strikeouts against only 1 walk. That was Granderson in the first. But behind Martin here, 3-1.
Yeah, Martin would be a good guy to get. He's only hitting 179. You put Martin on, now you run into some problems because now it's the top of the order. Jeter coming up. You got a ground ball right here.
High strike. It's 3-2. It's an international matchup. You got Darvish against a native of East York, Ontario. Russell Martin lived in Paris ages 8 through 10, then moved back to Montreal. And had a notion, holes up on the breaking ball. Second walk, and the first 2 Yankees, their 8 and 9 hitters, reach to begin the third.
I don't know how he laid off it. It was probably pretty close to being a strike. Borderline pitch, one of those pitches that could go either way. If you're the pitcher, you certainly want it. Nice discipline by Martin, who was able to lay off it.
So a challenge here for Darvish with Derek Jeter to be followed by Granderson and A-Rod. Jeter grounded to short on the first pitch of the game. Last night, already this year, his second 4-hit game. And he lays down the bunt, and Darvish looking at Moreland as if he thought he would be there. Everybody's safe.
That's Darvish's ball all the way. I think Darvish thought that ball was going to roll to first base, but Jeter put a little bit of spin on it, and when it hit, it just stopped. There's no way that Darvish is going to beat Jeter to the bag on that ball. As he came in like that, he's got to go get that ball.
Pointing at Moreland instead of going after it.
Yeah, Mitch, there's nothing Mitch could do. If Mitch went after that ball, Jeter would have trotted to first base anyway.
So it's a bunt single for Jeter, and here's Granderson, bases loaded, nobody out. And strike one. Anderson 6 homers this year. Half of those in a single game last Thursday against the Twins. Curve missing away. Chavez at third after the first pitch single. Martin at second after the walk. And 1-2 to Granderson. Granderson and Napoli right behind Josh Hamilton. 3 top home run hitters in the league in this series.
Yeah, Granderson's coming off a year where he hit 41 home runs, knocked in 119 runs, and scored 136 runs. Also strikes out a little bit too, 169 times last year.
That will go foul. So the Yankees pretty happy with this pickup. It did cost them Austin Jackson and Phil Koch, as well as Ian Kennedy going to Arizona. Anderson, though, was the first player in Major League history to be acquired in the offseason by a defending World Series champion after a 30-homer season. As Tom said, he's gained even more power in New York.
Good try. Ran that cutter in on his fist. Couldn't get Granderson to swing at it, though.
Mostly working away to Granderson. 2-2 pitch hit well down the left field line, but slices foul.
We got a minute. We got some people to thank today, Dave. Rhonda Dye and Janet Marchuk sent us some triple layer brownies. They're from Robinson Middle School. I want to say hi to all the 6th graders at Robinson Middle School. Thank you, ladies. Also had a batch of pecan butter cookies from Lori and Jason Weld from Dallas, Texas. They're out of right field watching the game today.
Seems like our treats are going faster and faster this year. I don't even see them. They're already gone.
You had to grab the brownies quickly. Also want to wish Billy Edmondson from Wichita Falls a happy 81st birthday. Tom Edmondson is a lifelong Ranger fan, still calls games in Wichita Falls. And also Josephine Richardson, 88 years old today. Both of the ladies watch most of the Ranger games, all they can. And we appreciate the support, ladies. Thank you.
Another 2-2 pitch to Granderson, and he gets him looking for out number 1.
The last 2 strikeouts have come on curveballs, and they've been good ones. Dropped that one right on the outside corner. A curveball comes straight down, and sometimes you get calls, sometimes you don't. There's been some borderline calls that have gone against you. There's been some borderline calls that have gone for him.
Well, that one went for him. So there is a huge first out with A-Rod. He struck out swinging in the first. The Rangers now can look for an inning-ending double play. First pitch in there at the knees at 94. Alex about to turn 37. What happened in late July? Chops this one. Beltre steps on third across the diamond. Double play. End of trouble.
That's some pitching right there. When you've got Granderson and Rodriguez coming up with the bases loaded.
Darvish loads them with nobody out. No damage. Most April and May Rangers home games. Upper level tickets for only $10 or Lexus Club Terrace tickets for $15. Bring in a Dr. Pepper can to Rangers Ballpark or enter Dr. Pepper as the coupon code on TexasRangers.com. Well, what an escape by Yu Darvish.
I'll say.
Loads the bases with nobody out. Strikes out Granderson. Double play grounder from A-Rod. And Mitch Moreland leads off. Still a scoreless game at the bottom of the third. Mitch at 152 has hit in so far 3 of the 11 games he's played. Ron Washington says this has not hit with any luck so far. He's had a lot of in-between shots.
Yeah, he just hadn't gotten going yet. Hasn't had a steady stream of games to play in. There's been some tough lefties. He had the tooth problem that caused him to miss a game. He just hadn't been able to get in a groove yet, but it'll come. He's working hard.
One thing that would help is string 4 or 5 straight right-handed pitchers.
Yeah, get some regular playing time and get a couple of base hits, get your confidence level up. Timing is a funny thing. You can go into a game without your timing and take one swing and go, whoa, there it is. Now I got it.
Rangers see another righty tomorrow, wrapping up this series, and Phil Hughes. 2-2 to Mitch. Top of the order, Kinsler will be next. Hiroki Kuroda from Osaka, Japan. What a pick on a vicious one-hopper by Mark Teixeira.
Well, there's the bad luck you're talking about.
Let's go to Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Dave. Real quick, the Fox Sports Southwest Fan Express making a big trip in from Texarkana, carrying the Fox Sports 1400 AM crew here. Bob Stallion, all the comforts of home riding in the Fox Sports Southwest Caravan. What was it like, and how's it feel to be here at the ballpark?
It's our honor to be with Fox Sports Southwest, the Fox Sports Southwest girls. You, Noxie. We brought the beer pong champs with us, Dustin and Josh. We have the Fox Sports Radio girls and all the Fox Sports Radio 1400 listeners. The Rangers are going all the way. We knocked down the door last year. This year we're kicking it in, Noxie. We're going to win the World Series.
Let's go get them. Way to go, Bob, the Italian Stallion. Good to have you out here. Way to go.
Meanwhile, Ian Kinsler grounds out to Eric Chavez.
That's some enthusiasm on that bus.
Bus doesn't need gasoline to go back to Texas.
That guy might have surpassed Noxie right there for a few seconds.
And so 2 ground ball outs here in the third for Kuroda. And it brings up Elvis, who grounded out his first time up. Let's go to Emily Jones.
Well, gentlemen, they say that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, and I would say that that guy was doing his best to imitate Jim Knox.
I agree. I agree, and he was pretty impressive.
I know. I think Noxie might have gotten Noxied.
Here's the thing, though. Can he do it for 9 innings?
Never.
People can rise to that level for 10 seconds, but Noxie starts there in the first inning, and 45 minutes after the game, he's still going. That's what that guy's going to have to prove.
Listen, Tom, you and I both know it takes a very special talent to do what Jim Knox does, and not very many people possess that talent. I know I'm not one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I'm right there with you.
Well, perhaps we need to check back with that gentleman, say about the 8th or 9th inning.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
1-2 pitch to Elvis. Inside, and the count even. Yu Darvish threw 3. 4 strikeouts. 2 hits. One the unfielded bunt single by Jeter. Huge double play ball. And it's 3-2 to Andrews.
Most of the time when you look in the dugout, you see the pitcher with at least a towel on his arm or a jacket. He's wearing short sleeves and perfectly content and comfortable not to go to the jacket.
And there is the first walk issued by Kuroda.
Hey, you like a walk right there. You'd much rather see Josh hitting right now with Elvis on first and leading off the inning. Got the hole to shoot at between first and second.
Our Ford leaderboard, and this is up to date. Big Papi leads the league. Jeter is second. Hamilton and Young fourth and fifth. David Ortiz off to a phenomenal start. Don't look at Big Papi. You look at reasons why the Red Sox are only 5 and 10.
Now you can look at the pitching staff. Start right there, especially the bullpen.
They are leading tonight 3-1. Top of the second in Minnesota. Already 4.5 behind the Yankees. Hamilton grounded to first in the first. And that one getting behind Martin, but not far enough for Elvis to take second.
Elvis couldn't see where the ball was. He wanted to go, but he wasn't positive where the ball was. He didn't want to start and have Martin just reach down and grab the ball. Ball goes behind him, but he's got Martin, Josh, kind of blocking his view of the ball. Trying to find the ball, and not quite sure. Then he sees it's pretty close to Martin. Decides to stay put.
Did he hold up? He did, says Tim McClellan, and it's 2-0. Best power start in Ranger history. 8 homers, first 17 games. Moving past A-Rod on that list. A-Rod had hit 8 homers in the first 18 games of 2002. Jet stream tonight fully in effect. Here goes Elvis. There goes the bat. And the throw is not in time, as this time the bat lands harmlessly out in shallow right field.
Pretty good distance for that one. Stayed fair. That would have been a double down the right field line. Big jump and a stolen base for Elvis gives Josh a chance to bring a run in right here. Nothing Jeter could do. Jeter, I think, was distracted a little bit by the bat. Everybody was. See the bat helicoptering through the air all the way through the infield. That's unnerving. Mark Teixeira probably was unnerved as much as anybody. Was coming right at him.
Second steal. And as many tries for Elvis. And a base hit to right field. Andrus coming home. And the Rangers lead it 2-0.
Well, they keep throwing Josh off-speed pitches, and I don't blame them. But eventually they get one up, like Sabathia did yesterday, and like Kuroda just did right there. He fooled Josh with the one before it so much that he lost his bat. But this time it stays up, even though it's a little bit outside. Josh gets the bat on it and drives in a big run. Big 2-out hit. Elvis worked the walk, stole the base.
Stolen base turns out to be huge, and RBI number 19 for Hamilton brings up Beltre. He grounded back to Kuroda to end the first.
That's the thing about it. You know, you can get any hitter with when you make really good pitches, and Josh expands the strike zone a little bit, and if you throw him tempting off-speed pitches, you can get him here and there. But you can't keep throwing that pitch one right after the other. Eventually you get one up a little bit, and all season long, as soon as the pitcher does, Josh hammers it.
Getting started with 2 groundouts. Then the walk to Elvis on a 3-2 pitch. And a couple of pitches later, he is stolen second, and next thing you know, he's home on the Hamilton RBI. And a ball and a strike to Beltre. Adrian was, in his mind, ready to go yesterday. Ron Washington going with the medical opinions. Give him one more day. Just completely calm down that somewhat tender area around his left hamstring. Here's the 20th pitch of the inning for Kuroda, and it's 1-2.
Kuroda has a good assortment of slower pitches and a pretty good fastball. A 93-mile-an-hour sinker.
That is the pitch he has to have working. When he struggles, it's usually because doesn't get the sinker over or get swings and misses. Has to come in with the fastball. Hamilton will head for second. That ball not 4 or 5 feet away from the plate, but Josh fast enough to take advantage.
Well, Ron Washington encourages aggressive base running, and the one thing the Ranger runners do at first, whether they're fast runners or medium runners, as soon as the ball hits the dirt and bounces off the catcher, they take off. And if you get the jump, that's the key to it. You've got a good secondary lead. You see the ball in the dirt, you leave immediately. Even if it's only a little bit away from the catcher, you still have a great chance of beating the throw. And see if the Rangers can take second base that time on a wild pitch and get another 2-out hit, bring in another run.
And Kuroda stepping off, looking Josh back to the bag. It is officially a wild pitch, and that is strike 3. But the Rangers add a 2-out run on the walk to Elvis Andrus. And the steal to get into scoring position, so Hamilton could drive him home. A leadoff home run from Ian Kinsler. Yu Darvish loaded the bases with nobody out in the third, got out of it with the double play grounder off the bat of Alex Rodriguez. And we start the fourth inning 2-0 with Cano, Teixeira, and Swisher. Robinson Cano grounded to third in the first. And we are joined by Nolan Ryan.
Rangers. How are you guys tonight?
We are terrific. The view down there had to be great of Yu Darvish getting in and out of trouble last
inning.
That
was a pretty exciting inning. It wasn't exactly the way we wanted it to develop, but he got out of it. That's the main thing.
Left center field, and that will find the gap all the way to the wall. Hamilton gets it back in, but it's a leadoff double for Robinson Cano.
Nolan, is the wind blowing as hard down on the field as it looks like?
Yeah, it is. It's gusty down here. It's not a constant wind, but it comes in gusts, and it picked up about game time.
How does the wind blowing like that affect the pitcher?
Well, I don't think it really affects him much as far as what happens to his pitches at the plate, as much as maybe if a ball's hitting more to right center here with the kind of wind we have tonight, it's going to have a tendency to carry out there.
Well, here's Mark Teixeira, who lined to center his first time up.
If I was pitching into a wind, I'd prefer to pitch into it than with it, just because I think it does help your breaking ball.
We'll get your thoughts on the Darvish's fourth start tonight after the 0-1 pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. Where do you see Darvish developing start to start, Nolan?
I see him getting more confidence, getting more comfortable in his role here, and it seems to show with the confidence that he has in his different pitches now. He's using 2 fastballs, and his slider I really think is his best pitch, and then he has a tendency, as a sinker out there, he has a tendency to want to go with his slow curveball at times, but I think that the fact that he has so much confidence in those 4 pitches, that it gives those hitters a different look just about every time they come up. So I don't think they can really get that comfortable on him.
He's got an exceptional assortment of off-speed pitches. Watching from behind the pitcher, he's had a strikeout on a curveball. He's had a strikeout on a changeup, a sinker. He's got almost all those off-speed pitches working pretty well today, it looks like.
And he has a lot of confidence in them, Tom,
yeah.
Which is for a kid 25 years old, which is unusual. But I think that's a reflection of their approach in Japan, and that he's been very successful with it, and he trusts those pitches.
The Yankees are complaining about that curveball, but that ball was low where Napoli caught it, but that was coming straight down. That was in the strike zone.
No, I agree with you. I think it was. When it crossed the plate, it was in the strike zone.
Yeah.
And he's throwing first pitch strikes, Nolan, tonight. 9 to his first 15 batters.
Well, I think that's what we're seeing, is that he's throwing a higher percentage of strikes than he did earlier in the career and the year, when he first started and in spring training. And so I think that's been a real plus for him.
Nolan, I know it has to be gratifying to the front office and to the franchise to see the response from the fans after a couple of World Series appearances. This is pretty exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. The fans have really gotten behind him, and the support for him is truly growing.
There's a 3-pitch strikeout of Nick Swisher. 2 gone.
They're straight curveballs.
Yeah, they really are.
Good curveball.
You sit over here on this level where I'm at, and you can really see the change of planes in those pitches.
He seems pretty obvious, I guess, Nolan, that he rises to the occasion when he's in trouble.
Well, I really think that he believes that he can get out of it. I believe that he has confidence in his assortment of pitches, and I think it really makes a lot of difference.
Raul Ibanez struck out his first time up, and he rolls to Kinsler. Leadoff double by Cano, no problem. Nolan, as always, we appreciate your time.
Okay, guys, thanks.
Nolan.
No runs ahead of and left to the bottom of the 4th. Still 2-0. Darvish and the Rangers. Who hit the most home runs against the Rangers last season? Talking individuals, not teams. Who homered the most last year? Bottom of the fourth. Michael Young will lead off. Then Cruz and Murphy. Michael fouled out. Leading off the second. This running grab past the right field foul line for an over-the-shoulder catch by Cano. Each team with 3 hits. And this one grounded up the middle. Jeter off balance throw in time.
Yeah, Kuroda has really kept the Rangers for the most part off balance. There's been a couple of hard hit balls for sure. A lot of balls off the end of the bat. Slowly hit ground balls. A couple back to the pitcher. Several of them to the infielders. Hard hit balls. David Murphy really hit his ball well to right field. Mitch Moreland hit a shot that Teixeira turned into an out. Josh hit solid line drive to right field. Of course, Kinsler's long home run. Definitely trying to keep the ball away from the right-hand hitters.
Strike one to Cruz. Grounded out to Jeter, his first trip. And gets a base hit off the fist. Out to right field.
Slice that thing into right field. They all count.
Maybe this gets Nelly going against the Yankees. Inexplicable how much they held him down last year. He was 1 for 17 for the season series, 59.
And sometimes when you only have a certain amount of at-bats, you might face a team when you're just not feeling good. Your timing's off. Doesn't matter necessarily who's pitching. You're just not feeling good at the plate. And maybe this year it'll be different.
David Murphy looked like he was feeling really good his first at bat.
I know this. When you face Nelly, when he's feeling good and when he's hot, you're in deep trouble.
You're not going to be feeling good.
No, you're not going to be feeling good.
Murphy's first time up, rifled a base hit to right himself. And now it's a 5-game hitting streak. David hit very well against the Yankees last year. Only a 9-game season series, so it's not a big sample. Kuroda stays a long time in that stretch, and he gets that call on the outside corner. 0-2, or 1 ball, 1 strike. Way outside.
Well, again, the umpire has to have some margin for error, and again, you win some, you lose some. Those balls are within inches. Pitchers have a lot of movement on them. And so it's not easy being a home plate umpire. And we always complain when it goes against the Rangers. That's kind of the nature of the game. But you have to kind of take it all with a grain of salt. Yankee announcers are doing the same thing on different pitches. And through it all, the umpire just has to stand tall and make his calls. One side or the other is going to complain about him. Speaking of the umpires, Dave, I was looking through the umpire handbook, and I focused in on Ted Barrett, the home plate umpire. This is a very interesting resume. He was captain of the football team at Cal State Hayward. He graduated there with a degree in kinesiology. He played junior college football and basketball. I'll take a timeout for the pitch.
This is a long resume.
Yeah, it's a long resume. He competed as an amateur boxer, played semi-pro baseball in the San Jose area. He's an ordained minister in March of 2007. He's pursuing a master's degree, a doctorate degree in theology. I'm not done. And his hobbies are boxing, weightlifting, and riding Harley-Davidson motorcycles. That's a pretty diverse background by Ted Barrett. He definitely has a presence back there. I wouldn't argue with him. Once I saw he's a professional boxer.
He's a minister,
played every sport. He's a minister, and he rides a Harley.
I would presume he does not cuss back at the managers then.
No, but I wouldn't take a swing at him.
Ted Barrett, Renaissance man. And Murphy goes down swinging. Strikeout number 3 for Kuroda. 2 outs for Napoli.
Pitch from Kuroda. Not sure what that was. Slider, changeup, something slightly off speed and going down.
Mike struck out swinging back in the second. Wash splitting Napoli's duties pretty much half and half. This is his 8th start at catcher. He has started 7 games at first. Wash high on the abilities of both his catchers. Napoli with the more spectacular numbers last year, but Wash a Jovi Torrealba fan as well. Doesn't want either of them to have to play long stretches. They have the other worth playing time. And the versatility of Napoli, DH or play first, also is a factor. First pitch strike at the outside edge.
Yeah, Kuroda for the most part has really pinpointed his pitches. He hasn't thrown a lot of good pitches to hit. The few that he's thrown, the Rangers have hit pretty well. But for the most part, he's stayed on the edges of the plate.
64 pitches, 40 for strikes. And he has thrown a first pitch strike to 10 of the 17 Rangers he's faced.
Pretty good movement on that sinker. Looked like a splitter the way it went down. Yeah, good stuff. It's going to help the Yankees. Last year with the Dodgers, he was only 13-16, but his ERA was 3.07 in 32 starts through 200 innings. Good solid pitcher.
Strike 2. And he was better on the road. Most pitchers love Dodger Stadium, but
yeah, that's unusual.
He was 3.27 ERA there and 2.85, 5th best in the National League on the road last year.
And most Dodger pitchers have the split favoring their home performance.
1-year contract with New York, late January. 37 years old. 11 years with Hiroshima. Never faced Yu Darvish over there. He is tonight. They're locked in a pretty good duel. Advantage Darvish so far. The 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2 to Napoli. Which Moreland would be next. Darvish, who allowed only 2 hits to the Tigers Thursday and 6 in the third, only 3 from the Yankees against him tonight. Full count. Tampa Bay is in here next. They're in the bottom of the 8th at home and leading the Angels 5-0. Three-two pitch, and he gets Napoli swinging for the second time. 2 strikeouts in the inning, a single and a man left. On to the 5th, still 2-0. Now this is 4th major league start, and that pattern holds. Strikeouts through the first 4 innings, already a season high 6. He's allowed only 3 base hits. He has gotten out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. Last inning, allowed a leadoff double to Cano and left him stranded at second base with a couple strikeouts and a ground out. All that had to impress you, Mark McLemore.
It really did. I mean, that was really the tough part of the lineup that he was having to face. Bases loaded. You've got Granderson coming up and A-Rod 2, 3, and 4, and he put them away. Made pitches that he had to make when he had to make them.
Eric Chavez, who singled leading off the 3rd to begin that bases loaded threat. Ended by a strikeout of Granderson and a double play off the bat of A-Rod. 2 balls and a strike to Chavez. 8th game of the year. He is 5 for 11. Both home runs Friday in Boston. The 16th 2-homer game of Eric Chavez's career. First in 6 years. He has been so injury plagued. And back at his best, about as good a third baseman as there was.
He really was. There wasn't anywhere that you could pitch him. He'd hit a ball out down the left field line, keep it fair, pull it to right field, hit it straight away center field.
This one he grounds to Andrus's backhand. 1 gone to the Yankee 5th. And let's answer our AT&T trivia question for tonight. Who hit the most homers against the Rangers last season? Curtis Granderson, 6 of his 40. He got 6 already this year. Thursday against Minnesota, the first Yankee ever in their history of ever to have a 5-hit, 3-homer game. Last year, first in major, the 11th player. No, the first player in Major League history. 40 homers, 10 triples, and 25 stolen bases.
Mac, just watching Darvish pitch, if you're a hitter, he's got so many different pitches. It's not, first time you face him, it's got to be tough.
It really is. You're trying to sit there and figure out, okay, what does he throw and where does he throw? Where does he come from? How does it move? And he's throwing a lot more tonight than I think I've seen him, in his previous starts. And he's got something that's going this way. He's got one going another way and another one going straight down. And these guys don't know what to do with that. There's not much they can do with it.
See what Martin gets at 1-2.
He's got a good ratio, strikes to balls, almost double. 42 strikes, only 22 balls. That's a huge improvement over the 3 starts before this, and a pretty solid pitch count. He's kept it down today.
Martin holds up. He worked a walk last time. One of the 2 walks Darvish has issued tonight.
Well, one of the things about Martin, he's only been up 39 times, but he has walked 10 times coming into the game. He's hitting 179. His on base percentage is .385. Doink.
Broken bat behind the bag. Elvis spins, throws a strike to Moreland for out number 2.
That sounded like it was an aluminum bat that thing hit. That's the weirdest sound I ever heard.
Look at this. This is routine. This is easy for Elvis anyway. This is just a tremendous play. I mean, he's going to right field. Matt, turns and throws a strike.
You've played out there, so you can talk to this. That's not that easy, is it?
He makes it look easy. It's not that easy at all. I mean, he's going toward right field at full speed, bends over, grabs the ball, spins, and he has to start throwing before he actually picks up first base.
Yeah.
He just knows where first base is, and that's called, having a presence of mind on that field. And tremendous play. He just makes it look so easy now.
And you saw the string there. Longest errorless streak of any Ranger shortstop in history.
That's the weirdest sound off the bat.
Great play.
It sounded like a golf ball being hit with a driver.
1-0 to Jeter. He is grounded out and reached on a bunt single. Darvish did not field.
looking to advance Chavez and Martin in the third.
Mac, had the bats started to break in half like this when you were still playing?
No.
This has kind of been a recent thing, isn't it?
It has. I think over the last 5 or 6 years, bats just, they're different. I don't know what it is, what they're making them out of, but they're just exploding all over the place.
I mean, I guess players use the bat that feels comfortable to them, but if the bat that I was using was constantly breaking in half, I might go to the old Louisville Slugger that doesn't break like that
There's
anymore.
not a mite in my mind. I know I would go with the Louisville Slugger, and I used that my entire career. And while I was playing, a lot of those new bat companies started coming about, and I tried a few, and none of them felt that comfortable to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I broke a bat, well, I didn't swing hard enough to break it in half. So maybe that's part of the problem.
Some of the guys will say they break a bat in half when it hits the good part of the bat.
Now that I've seen. I've seen bats literally explode when they hit the head of the bat.
Yeah, that would be it for me.
Now, guys would go right back to the dugout and get that same bat. I'm like, how do you do that?
I couldn't do that.
No.
Now, if you hit it off the handle or the end, that's one thing. But when you hit it off the good part of the bat and it still breaks, something's wrong.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, the legend about Jim Rice was that he broke a bat on a check swing.
I saw that. We were in Boston when it happened. I would have had a hard time believing it if I didn't see it.
What would he do with these bats?
He'd check his swing and go out to right field like Josh threw it out there. Well, I saw Jim Rice do that. And the best one, though, was Bo Jackson took the bat on top of his head and came down and broke the bat on top of his head.
That was good.
The best is, though, when some of the guys try to imitate Bo Jackson and a few of the others who break it over their leg and they can't break it.
I love that.
That's a bad one to try in front of 50,000.
That is not good.
That is just fair and into the left field corner. Derek Jeter has a 2-out double and his 6th hit already in this series.
Well, he just fought off the fastballs, just kind of shot him down the right field line, and then waited on the curveball and was able to hit it well down the left field line. That's kind of what he does. Fights off the fastballs and just keeps going to right field. If he gets something slow, he'll get out in front of it.
Great hitter.
Boy, he's just hot, too. He popped that little bunt up for a base hit, so he's got 2 more hits tonight.
Strike one to Granderson. He walked in the first. And with the bases loaded, nobody out in the third, was caught looking.
I don't know what you think, but looking at Darvish, he just looks so much more relaxed in this start than he did in that very first start.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And Dave asked the same thing to Nolan, and Nolan said that that's what he sees is a guy that's more relaxed, more confident, probably feeling more confident with his team and the big leagues and the culture and all that stuff. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Here's the 0-2.
Try that cutter again. He got one in there and got that one all the way in there, but he took it. He can make the ball move in a lot of different directions. Borderline pitch, almost a strike.
That roller will be handled unassisted by Mitch Moreland. And Darvish leaves another Yankee in scoring position. lottery has landed, and the current estimated annuitized jackpot is $173 million. That's Mark McLemore money. Play today because Powerball has changed for the bigger. Back with us for the bottom of the fifth. Bottom of the order, Moreland. Then back up to Kinsler and Andrews against Hiroki Kuroda. And Mitch announces the first pitch to his opposite number mark, Teixeira, as he did his first time up. And let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studio for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here is Leslie McCaslin. So if you're tracking the American League West, that puts the Angels at the moment 7 games back. Rangers didn't get 7 games up on them until middle of August last year. Ian Kinsler started the scoring. 439-foot homer into the visitors' bullpen, leading off the game. 21st time in his career he has done that. Grounded to third in the third. 2 balls and no strikes. Lifts this one, and the wind blowing it into the seats. Mac, if you're hitting against Yu Darvish, at this point everybody knows he's got the wide assortment of pitches. You have really no idea how many he's going to try on a given night. So what are you up there looking for?
I'm looking for a fastball. There are very few pitchers that I faced that I would look off speed on, but I would look fastball. If you're looking for a fastball, you're set up to hit that fastball. You can hit the off-speed pitch if it's a bad off-speed pitch. Now, the way Yu is throwing tonight, he's throwing some very good ones down in the zone, and that's what's making him effective. But going up there trying to hit that sinker or the slider or the curveball, I was never really good at that.
I wasn't either, Mac. I had to hope I got a fastball or a bad breaking ball, because I could look for a breaking ball. If it was a good one, I couldn't hit it anyway. Yeah. So why look for it?
No.
Because you're right. If you're looking for a fastball, you can hit a bad breaking ball. If you look for a breaking ball, you definitely can't hit a fastball.
It would amaze me, the guys that would come back to the bench, or they start the game and they just say, "Hey, I'm sitting on slider all night long." I'm like, really?
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, you go get him, big fella. I'm just not that good.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Three-two pitch to Kinsler. As we said, Ian took care of the first run. Third pitch of the game. One of the longest home runs he's hit in a while. 439 feet. Well back in the visitors' bullpen. Third inning, 2 outs after a walk and a stolen base by Andrews. Josh Hamilton singled him home. That's where we are. And 1-out walk issued to Kinsler.
Just doesn't offer at that pitch very often. Very disciplined hitter.
So 1 on with 1 out for Andrews. Now, in a game like this, pitcher's duel, little things show up, like Elvis getting not only the 2-out walk, but the steal to get in position to score on the Hamilton single.
That's called playing baseball. Elvis gets to second base, get in the scoring position. He gave Josh a couple of pitches to keep that hole open there at first base. And then his job was to get in the scoring position so Josh, the big fella, can drive him in. And that's exactly what happened. You don't have it happen like that too often. You usually see it with good ball clubs. Good ball clubs can execute. And that's what they did in that inning.
And something the Rangers take pride in. Those who still think they have to bludgeon you to death, you don't mind at all winning with small ball.
I think that's been the biggest difference. It's not that they don't still outslug you. They've just added to their game. They hit behind the runner. They hit and run. They do all parts of the game. They used everything they had.
And the way this pitching is going, they're going to be at a fair number of low-scoring games. They can beat you a number of ways. Very different game from last night. Pretty close there at first. A couple of throws over have been close.
Not that close.
Sure, didn't even actually tag him, according to that angle. And finally to the plate, the ball and a strike to Elvis.
And what you hope is maybe that Ian's presence on first base can distract Kuroda to the point where he gets a little bit off his concentration to the plate, grooves a pitch, and maybe Elvis just drills one into the gap somewhere. They've got a good lead.
Fans growing a little impatient with Kuroda's pace and how long he stays in the stretch. He holds that 5, 6, 7 beats.
He's doing whatever he can to try to keep Ian from getting a good jump in case he wants to steal. Thought he was going. They've got him a little distracted now.
Yes, they do.
This is something Wash was talking about a couple days ago. As long as teams are wary of the Rangers' run a game, whether they actually run or not, it's fine with him because you're not concentrating 100% on the batter.
And with this lineup, believe me, you need all your concentration to try to get these guys out. But when you're thinking about, you know, a runner stealing second or third base, that takes some of that concentration away.
Ian not going. And there's ball 3. Elvis twice the hitter with runners on than he has been with the bases empty. Look at that.
Yeah, what Kuroda could find out is with a little lapse in concentration, if he walks Elvis, now he's got to face Hamilton. The last pitch was one of those borderline pitches that could have gone either way that went Elvis's way.
Here goes Kinsler. Grounded to Cano. Got the tag. The throw to first for the double play. And that takes care of the Ranger fifth. Mark McLemore, we look forward to Rangers Live.
Sounds good. We'll be there.
Is brought to you by Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968. Packed house, fourth sellout of the year at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Dave Barnett and Tom Green, and a 2-0 Ranger lead as we begin the sixth inning with strike one to Alex Rodriguez. He has struck out and grounded into a bases loaded double play to end the best Yankee threat in the third.
Slider for a strike, curveball for a strike. Alex is seeing a pretty good assortment of off-speed pitches, although the ball he hit on the ground for the double play was a good sinker. Good situation to throw the sinker. Bases loaded, one out.
Broke his bat.
A jam shot.
Easy one hopper to Kinsler. Here's Jim Knox.
Hi, thanks, Dave. Special guest here, Bob Kendrick. He is the president of the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City, but here to present a couple of big awards to a couple of Rangers, right, Bob?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was great to be a part of the Robinson celebration and represent the C.I. Taylor Manager of the Year Award to Ron Washington and our Pop Lloyd Award for community leadership to, of course, our good friend Michael Young.
Very good. And Ron Washington, you spent a lot of time with him, and you got to know him, and you enjoyed him a great deal, didn't you?
Oh, man, Wash is a lot of fun. We had he and his wife out at the museum back in January, gave them a personal private tour of the Negro Leagues Museum. We just had a ball. He's good people first and foremost, obviously a great manager, and the Rangers organization has been a tremendous supporter of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum.
There we go, Bob. Nice meeting you. Best of luck, and I know you guys are gearing up for the big All-Star game in Kansas City.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward. It's going to be a great opportunity to showcase the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and, of course, the city of Kansas City, Missouri.
There you go. Thanks, Bob. Dave?
All right, Jim. Here is Robinson Cano, who grounded out in the first, led off the fourth with the double. And that was another scoring opportunity that Yu Darvish just brushed aside. Followed that with a couple of strikeouts and a ground ball, and that one just squeezed between Kinsler and Andrews.
Yeah, there's nothing they could do. I think one thing that almost happened, they almost ran into each other trying to get it, and it wasn't going to be worth it because if either one of them caught it, they wouldn't have been able to throw out Cano, I don't think. I think the only one that had a shot to make a play was Ian, but I think he felt Elvis's footsteps coming after that ball.
So the Yankees now out hitting the Rangers 5-4. Cano has his second.
Big shift on for Teixeira. Elvis is right up the middle on him.
Darvish keeps pumping in the first pitch, strikes.
By far the best ratio of strikes that Darvish has had in a start. Double the amount. 56 strikes, 26 balls. He's making good pitches right now. It looks like he's getting more comfortable as the game goes on. I hope that's the case.
14 of 23 first pitches have been strikes. And now third time through the order. And in his first three starts, third time through, he allowed only 2 for 21, 0.48 combined average. Tonight, the third time through, the Yankees actually 2 for 4. Jeter had the double in the fifth, and now the Cano base hit here in the sixth. But ahead of Mark Teixeira, no balls and 2 strikes. Into shallow center field for Josh Hamilton on a broken bat. There's out number 2. And Texas 0 for 3. 0 for 7 in the series.
Even when they're putting the ball in play, generally it hasn't been with much on it.
Might be as many broken bats as we've seen any Ranger pitcher cause yet. And the splinter right in his hands. Carried a little shard of it with him toward first. So 2 outs. And here's Nick Swisher, and Darvish has struck him out both times.
And last time it was pretty. 3 straight curveballs, almost the same pitch 3 straight times. One he took, the last 2 he swung at.
Tailing fastball here this first pitch. Sixth inning for Darvish last time out in Detroit. He was 101 pitches, just 85 here. 2-0 to Swisher. Darvish, part of the best team ERA in the American League. 275. One hopper back to him to take care of Swisher. 11 pitches, all he needs in the sixth. He threw 9 for strikes. Sonic. Tonight's jackpot worth $100 and dinner for two at a Sonic drive-in. Tonight the Rangers are hitting for, we're going to go with Ben Klessel. Hope I got that right, Ben. From Arlington, if the Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Ben will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. And then the Rangers' sixth, heart of the order, Hamilton, Beltran, Young. Josh grounded to first his first time up and then singled in Andrews in the third to make it 2-0. 19th RBI of the year for Hamilton. Start of the day, second in that category, and another bat toss near where the first one landed. First one landed right out there, but in fair territory.
The last time he launched one, he got a base hit to drive in a run right after it.
Teixeira's had the best viewpoint for both of those, but always happy to see him that far away from the stands. Waited on that one and decided to offer it as 1-2. Rangers 5.5 up on Oakland, 6 up on Seattle, which is winning in the top of the ninth in Detroit, 6-4 Mariners. Straight to Cano. He's positioned perfectly for the first out. Let's go down to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, in one of his 3 at-bats so far tonight, Josh Hamilton has swung at the first pitch, according to the fine folks at LoneStarBall.com. He has done so 60% of the time this season. Josh says there is a method to his first pitch swinging madness.
You know, I kind of expand the first pitch swinging a little bit. You know, pitchers like to get ahead early, and then you kind of expand after that. But you know, I just take a chance. I mean, I'm ready to hit every pitch. I mean, very rarely do you just see me kind of stand there and take a pitch. You know, I'm usually like check swinging or you know, ready to hit every pitch and stand up there.
Obviously, it's been working thus far, leading the American League in home runs with 8 and 19 RBIs so far for this Rangers team. And as he says, he'll continue to adjust. Right now, he feels like he's getting good first pitches to hit, and so that might change as the season wears on.
Everything he's doing pretty much is working. And we're cutting this for Beltre, 1 and 2.
Rangers are having a hard time against Kuroda. This guy's pitching a good game himself.
Adrian both times. He's grounded back to the mound, and last time struck him out. And this one grounded to Chavez at third. And there's out number 2. The thing about Kuroda, Tom, you may not be aware of, he credits his mother for instilling a sense of discipline in him as a child. Says that as a boy, if he disobeyed her, she would throw him out of the house at night naked.
That'll keep you in line right there.
He says,
I guarantee I would have behaved if my mother ever did that to me.
He says that would be a crime in this country, right? Yeah, that's right. But says she molded him to deal with anything that might happen, and so he's got some perspective of being booed by 50,000 fans. And up on Michael, no balls and 2 strikes. Mother died of lung cancer 10 years ago when he was pitching for Hiroshima. Still very much with him. Michael looking for his first hit in the series. 0 for 4 last night. That snapped his 10-game hitting streak. And 0 for 2 today. He's fouled out and grounded out. Yu Darvish has sparkled through 6 innings tonight, continuing his pattern of improvement every time out.
Well, this guy's got some good stuff, boy. That's a great slider he's throwing.
Rangers go in order. 5th strikeout. Darvish back to work. Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Drive the 2012 F-150, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Jack in the Box, where right now you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for only $4.99 plus tax. 7th inning, bottom third of the order. A strike one to Raul Ibanez, who was struck out and grounded to second. Yu Darvish had 88 pitches, 60 for strikes. The last 3 innings, 41 pitches, 30 have been strikes, and the first 2 are to Ibanez.
Kind of a sinker away and a little bit of a cutter on the inside part of the plate. It's very tough for a hitter when you can make the ball go both ways with your fastball. Tail away and then come in.
Ibanez, 39 years of age. Drafted in the 36th round, 1992, by the Mariners.
He's had a nice career, boy. He's been a good, solid player for a long time. Boy, watch out at first base.
McKellar is sent scrambling. Nice finish.
They get some good-natured ribbing for that one. I'm just glad he's okay.
Sebastian Chamberlain enjoyed that. And there.
He got a piece of it. I thought it was strike 3. Must have just ticked that pitch. Good curveball. I don't know how he did tick it.
I'm not sure there was any contact there.
That's the kind of, there must have been slight contact because the umpire would have heard that, I think. I don't think he could have seen it. Wow, look at them tail that ball away. The pitches in that at bat were a great example of why he's pitching so well tonight. He makes the ball tail away from Ibanez, and he cuts it into him, and in between he throws him a great. Watch this ball go away from him. Just keeps on going, almost like a left-handed slider, way out of the strike zone to a disciplined hitter, simply because of the movement on that pitch.
Tom, here is how locked in Darvish is. 15 of his last 17 pitches have been strikes.
It really does look like he's getting more comfortable as the game goes on. And he started off pretty good for that matter. But he's just really pitching with a lot of confidence right now.
Where Chavez has one of the 5 Yankee hits, a single in the 3rd. Last time he grounded to short, he was stranded at 3rd in the 3rd. The Yankees looked like they might take control of the game. Loaded the bases with nobody out. Nobody scored.
There you go. All right, go. Brent? Yeah, come on, baby. Yeah.
Who could pass up this photo op?
Come on now. Woo! Love Texas. Come on now. Yeah. Go,
Cove with Davy Crockett just after he's done racing, still probably catching his breath.
If Davy Crockett could only see himself now.
This will reach the seats 2-2. Yeah, may have given his life at the Alamo, but his image lives on. 2-2 to Chavez. Russell Martin will be next. 98th pitch of the night. 8th strikeout of the night.
Darvish in his last start threw 120 plus pitches. Just as strong today. So his season has been kind of like spring training. It built up to that last start, well, the week broadcast anyway, the one against Colorado where he had great stuff. And now the season is pretty much built up to this point. Every start's gotten better. The last one was really good. Only gave up 1 run and a couple of hits. in Detroit. But now he's pitching against one of the best offensive teams in baseball.
And Russell Martin singles to the opposite field. This week, Fox Saturday Baseball returns as the Angels head to Cleveland to take on the Indians, or the Brewers battle the Cardinals. Fox Saturday Baseball returning this week at 11:30 a.m. Central following MLB Players Poll, which airs at a special time. So Martin aboard with 2 outs for Derek Jeter, who was grounded to short. Reached on a bunt hit and doubled. Doubled with 2 outs in the 5th. Darvish left him there, got Granderson to ground out. It's only been one 2-3 inning, and that was the second.
He's still throwing hard, too. 94 miles an hour with a fastball that just caught the outside corner.
His 100th pitch gets him ahead of Jeter.
Actually caught the inside corner. That's the same pitch he threw to Ibanez. They went away from Ibanez, only this one came in on Jeter. Watch the movement coming right toward Jeter. Trying to miss it. So you'll hear a roar if he's able to strike out Jeter, I'll tell you that. Not many people have been able to do that this year. He struck out 6 times in 73 at-bats.
And he and Napoli not on the same page. Eight strikeouts so far. Best yet for Darvish in his 4th start. Just outside.
He's got that combination going. Run it in on your fists, make it cut. This one goes away from Jeter just a little bit. Borderline, could have gone either way.
Runner goes on strike 3. He strikes out the side. Darvish treating the New York Yankees like just another team from Japan. Shutting them out through 7. Of activity there, but the Rangers had made the most of their 4 hits. First was the leadoff homer by Kinsler, and the other run scoring on the 2-out RBI single in the 3rd by Hamilton. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Cruz, Murphy, and Napoli. And new high, 9 strikeouts, equaling Kobe Lewis on opening day, and good exchange there between pitcher and catcher. Very happy with the results through 7. Now the Rangers looking to tack on an insurance run or 2. Nelson Cruz is grounded to short and single. '95th pitch of the night for Kuroda. And there is activity now in the New York bullpen, as that is just foul. Corey Wade from the right side. Left-handed sidewinder is Clay Rapada. Been through here. Kuroda's been very strong, just not as good as his countrymen so far.
Yeah, he's pitching a gem himself. Both pitchers pitching to the best offenses in the league. And to have this kind of success on a night where it really looked like the wind is going to help the hitter. The pitchers have completely counteracted that advantage for the hitter.
Yeah, that figured to be a challenge for both pitchers, but
there just haven't been that many balls hit to the outfield, really. The game's taken place in the infield.
This one is popped into very shallow right center field, and backpedaling is Cano for the out. With group pricing in multiple seating areas, the Texas Rangers game is a great place to host a party. Tickets for groups of 20 or more start at only $10, and all-you-can-eat seats for groups start at only $31. Reserve tickets for your outing at TexasRangers.com/groups or call 972-RANGERS. There's the view from out in center field, part of the sellout. Rangers' 4th sellout, their 2nd in as many nights in this series, 47,085. And only 1,500 seats left for the final game of this series tomorrow night at 7. Scott Feldman against Phil Hughes. So going fast. You can still come out here and join us, though, and help the Rangers sell out all 3 of these games against the Yankees. And after an off day Thursday, not many seats left for the 3 over the weekend against Tampa Bay either. Should be a great series as well. 1-2 to Murphy, who has singled and struck out. Tampa Bay shut out the Angels tonight, 5-0. Irvin Santana falls to 0-4. His ERA is 7.23, and he gave up 4 home runs tonight. Luke Scott, B.J. Upton, Carlos Pena, Desmond Jennings. Angels lose to David Price, manage only 5 base hits. And Seattle has won at Detroit 7-4. Jason Vargas now 3-1. Max Scherzer falls to 1-2. Lofted into right center field. Long run. Can anybody get there? Curtis Granderson can.
The ball just hung up a little too long for a base hit. Granderson's playing pretty deep over in actually left center field, it looked like a little bit. They had a long run, but Swisher slides to stay out of his way, and Granderson closes on it and makes the play. Again, another ball not hit hard by the Rangers. Kuroda pitching an exceptional game tonight. Good assortment of sliders and sinking fastballs. His 2nd game of the year this year was an 8-inning, 5-hit shutout performance against the Angels. That's one thing, doing it against the Angels. It's another thing to pitch this well against the Rangers in their home park.
He struck out Napoli both times. Kuroda shutting out the Angels in the Yankees home opener back on April 13th, and he beat Urban Santana 5-0. Tonight the Yankees have out-hit the Rangers 6-4. Driven straight up the middle. There's a base hit for Napoli. Aboard with 2 outs for Mitch Moreland. But Joe Girardi is ready to make the move with the left-hand hitter coming up, looking to Clay Rapata.
Nice job by Kuroda. He pitched an excellent game.
Leads at 107 pitches, 64 for strikes. And a 5-hitter through 6 2/3. On comes Rapata when we return. Metro PCS and Southwest Airlines are offering a chance to win a trip for 4 to watch your home team play in Los Angeles. Register to win at MetroPCSFlyaway.com. 6'5", 200-pound lefty Clay Rapata making his 8th appearance of the year for the lefty-lefty matchup with Moreland, who twice grounded to first against the right-hander Kuroda. And strike one at the knees. Clay Rapata with the Rangers year before last, the September call-up for the end of 2010. Held opponents scoreless all but 2 of his 13 appearances. Yankees signed him to a minor league free agent contract just before spring training this year. For Kuroda, 6 2/3 innings. And at this point, 2 runs allowed on just 5 base hits. He struck out 5, walked 2. One of those turned into the Rangers' second run, the 2-out walk to Eldis in the 3rd. Good outside, 1-1. 107 pitches for Kuroda, 64 for strikes. Right-hander Wade no longer throwing out their bullpen. Close tabs on Napoli.
Really worried about Napoli. Keep him close over there. Great chance he's going right here.
Now to the plate. And lofted toward the left field line. Long run Chavez. And he can't make the catch. That's a surprise. Gold glove caliber third baseman Eric Chavez.
He gets to it, puts his glove up, just missed it.
Charged with an error. Not close to ending the inning. Instead, here's the 1-2 pitch. And grounded right to Cano. He's been positioned perfectly all night, it seems. So Rapata does the job. He leaves Napoli at first. On to the 8th. It's still 2-0. Huge at bat there. A-Rod with the bases loaded, 1 out, and grounds into a 5-3 double play. In the third, 2-out walk to Elvis, stole second, scored on this hit by Josh Hamilton. And that made it 2-0. And in the 7th inning, Derek Jeter strikeout number 9 with Martin left at first. Darvish struck out the side in the 7th.
They got Jeter to swing and miss twice in that at bat. One on a fastball that came in on him, and one on a fastball that went away from him.
Another first pitch strike, drops in the curve on Granderson. Defensive changes. Customary late innings with a lead. Craig Gentry enters in center and moves Hamilton over to left.
Hasn't thrown that slow curve a lot today. He's thrown that pitch a lot. The cutter that runs into the left-hand hitter.
Whatever he's thrown, it has worked tonight. His last 29 pitches, 23 have been strikes. And there's another.
There's a changeup. Took a little bit off it, dropped it in for a strike.
And Mike Adams warming now the Ranger bullpen of the 8th.
.106 pitches so far for Darvish. Wow, look at that curveball.
10th strikeout. He gets Granderson for the 2nd time. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. What a night. From the very beginning for you, Darvish.
And remember, these are really good veteran hitters on a team that's hot. Completely being cooled off by a young pitcher with an exceptional assortment of pitches tonight. It's just, you're seeing him at, I think, his best, at least the best we've seen him so far. There may be more in him for all we know, but This is the best we've seen him so far. And the way he's made the ball move, his fastball, in both directions. He's thrown a slow curve. He's gotten a very hard curveball to be strike 3 for him several times. Struck out Rodriguez on a slider. You name it, he's thrown it tonight. Again, against a really good team that's hot right now.
Hard one hopper. Elvis comes up with it, fires across for the second out.
That's one of the few hard hit balls, and Elvis makes it look easy. Boy, he's playing some great shortstop right now. Steady, making all the routine plays. No careless errors so far this year.
No errors, period.
Look at him make that play on one hop. You've already seen him go to his left and spin all the way around and turn a 180 to make a play. Wow, what a play.
He's making the tough plays and the routine plays error-free. Longest stretch ever by a Rangers shortstop. Here's Cano, and he has been about as tough a Yankee to deal with as Darvish has had tonight. He grounded to third of the first, led off the fourth with the double, stayed right there at second base, and singled in the sixth.
Yeah, that pitch that he just threw had movement on it and his best velocity of the night. He threw that pitch 95 miles an hour and made it tail away from Cano.
0-2.
That's his sinker that he throws around 90 miles an hour.
And he should be accustomed to this. Now a chance of you from the sold-out Rangers ballpark crowd, 47,000 plus.
Trying to decide if he gets Cano right here, whether he's going to send him out for the ninth inning or not. 111 pitches.
Well, last time out he threw 121. Said that's routine for me. I'm used to at least that many. It was in Japan.
He's used to that many pitches, but he's not used to doing it with 4 days rest. See fastballs. He's thrown a lot of fastballs, but that's a little misleading because all the fastballs aren't the same. Some sink, some tail away, and some cut. It really is like several different pitches, even though they are all fastballs.
One-two pitch, rolled slowly halfway up the line. Darvish in time with the stretch by Moreland.
He flipped that side arm instead of underhanding it. Got the job done. What a performance.
1, 2, 3 of the eighth on just 10 pitches. Nissan pitching matchup has Phil Hughes against Scott Feldman in a spot start, his first start of the season. Rangers had to double up for the doubleheader Saturday in Detroit. That will be your matchup tomorrow. Tonight, the third Yankee pitcher of the night is on, right-hander Corey Wade. He'll have the top of the order. Kinsler, Andrews, and Hamilton.
Dave, we were wondering at the end of that inning, as we looked at Ron Washington, got Darvish around 111 or 112 pitches. Would Darvish go out for the ninth inning? He's mowing down the Yankees pretty well right now. Right now, Joe Nathan is not throwing in the bullpen, so it looks like Ron is going to ride the hot hand. You can't blame him the way Darvish is pitching right now.
Ian Kinsler in his 21st career leadoff homer on the third pitch of the game. One of the longest we've seen him hit, 439 feet into the visitors' bullpen. Grounded to third in the third and walked in the fifth. Two balls and a strike. Wade worked Friday at Boston, a scoreless seventh inning. Won his first 5 decisions as a Yankee last season. 2-2. Nathan walking around, doing a little stretching out there, but has not thrown yet. Lifted high into left center field, and Ibanez grabs the first out. And let's check in with Jim Knox.
All right, Dave, real quick time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be Jennifer. She's a big-time Ranger fan, been screaming all game long. Give us a sample here. There we go. But most importantly, she was married to Elliot a long time ago, but what happened?
He's a Yankee fan. I can't be married to that.
You got a divorce 17 years ago, remained friends, kept your season tickets, but still, on this day, do not like him because...
I'm a Ranger fan, Ian!
There's the bag. Congratulations. Way to go. One more sample.
My ears hurt. By the way, an Andrews ground out to Chavez. I nominate her.
She
Tom,
divorced him because he's a Yankee fan. He might have had an argument himself.
I nominate her as the loudest fan Jim Knox has ever found out there.
Wow.
So Corey Wade handles the two right-handed hitters. Boone Logan hold on to throw to Hamilton to try and get the last out of the eighth. Logan takes his warm-up tosses. We look back at this date in Rangers history, and 20 years ago, actual construction began on the new ballpark, with the first game to take place opening day 1994. So 20 years ago today, dirt flew on this site. Just a little bit across the parking lot from Arlington Stadium.
I can remember at the time our office building was kind of on the other side of the old stadium, and you could watch day by day this stadium being built. It was a lot of fun watching them put up the sides of the stadium to begin with.
Yeah, anybody who got to see the model of what the ballpark was going to look like really had great things to anticipate.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Hamilton first ball hitting. And now Joe Nathan is beginning to throw out in the bullpen. We'll see if Darvish at least starts the ninth. Teixeira, Swisher, and Ibanez are the scheduled hitters. They are a combined 0 for 9. Hamilton tonight is 1 for 3. The RBI single in the third. His 19th run batted in this year. The Yankees tied with Toronto at 10-6 atop the East, and Toronto has lost at Baltimore 2-1 to Tommy Hunter, improves to 2-1 on the year. Alvarez the loser, and the save from another former Ranger, Pedro Strop.
Pedro Strop is pitching well for the Orioles. So is Darren O'Day. Chris Davis is playing well. The ex-Rangers, who probably were going to have a hard time cracking the Ranger lineup, are doing a nice job for the Orioles. Buck Showalter's glad to have him.
This score holds. And the Yankees fall to 10-7. Toronto has fallen to 10-7. Baltimore has improved to 10-7, as has Tampa Bay. We could be looking at a four-way tie atop the American League East. Logan takes care of Hamilton. On to the ninth. We'll see if Darvish gets a shot at the complete game. You buy your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Ford dealer and drive the 2012 F-150 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Well, your answer is yes. Yu Darvish will come out for the ninth inning. A Rangers season high 10 strikeouts, tied for ninth most in the all-time Ranger record book for a rookie. Teixeira Has twice flied to center. In between, he struck out. And this one is headed to shallow center field. Craig Gentry coming in. Out number one. The three Yankees in this inning now a combined 0 for 10 with 5 strikeouts. Half of Darvish's total. Swisher struck out swinging his first 2 trips, last time grounded to the mound.
miles an hour with a fastball, so he's got 115 pitches, but he's not tired. Kid's a horse, boy. I like the fact he never put a jacket on between innings, just sat on the bench with no sleeves.
95 miles an hour, but low. 117 pitches, 81 for strikes. Throwing strike one. Pretty key as anything tonight for Darvish. 2-1. There's a base hit. Swisher goes opposite field for a 1-out single to bring up the potential tying run, and Ron Washington will not get Darvish. Jeopardize what he is in position for, his 3rd win.
Well, you got to remember, in Japan you don't pitch on 4 days rest. It's early in the season. You've got 28 more starts to go. It's a long season. He threw 120 pitches in his last start and 119 in this start.
And he leads to a deafening roar from 47,085 packing the ballpark. Joe Nathan when we return. Start by start, he took a quantum leap forward in this one. 8 1/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, most by a Ranger this year. 7 hits, he walked 2, and he gives way to Joe Nathan.
Well, you talk about improving the command of his fastball. He did that tonight, that's for sure. Joe Nathan trying for his 5th save. Forget about the guy at first base. It's a 2-run game. It's like coming into a game, a 1-run game. Forget about him. You got 2 outs to get. You can't let the hitter score a run.
Ibanez struck out twice and grounded to second against you.
Hello.
Second base. Kinsler to Andrews to Moreland. Double play. Closing out a 2-0 Ranger victory.
That was a great win. Rangers faced a really good pitcher in Kuroda who held them down. But Yu Darvish showed why the Rangers made the investment. You heard about the way he can make the ball do a number of different things. And you saw tonight why the Rangers made that investment, why he dominated in Japan. And he came to the game tonight against one of the best hitting teams in baseball and dominated them.
He improves to 3-0. He dropped his ERA by more than a run. Around 2.5 now, and a 1-pitch double play save for Joe Nathan.
Yeah, that was a tough decision for Ron. Do you send him back out there? And I think Ron said, I'm going to send him back out there, but he's not going to throw many pitches. If there's a base runner, I'm going to take him out. He went to Joe Nathan, 1 pitch, got the easy ground ball, gets his 5th save, and Darvish goes to 3-0. And the Rangers get a big win against the Yankees.
Let's go down to Jim Knox.
All right, thanks, Dave. Here's the guy that just pitched about everything tonight except pitch. We'll get to you, Darvish, in just a second. You're dirty, and there's a good reason for that. You were all over the field. Stole a base, scored a run on Josh Hamilton's hit, but most importantly, made a couple outstanding defensive plays.
Yeah, I think that you make a terrific job today. He keep us in the game, and he's tough. He has a lot of talent, and when you have a guy like that in the mound, you just got to find a way to score runs. We know that we're not going to hit 20 homer all the time, but little things like stealing base and play small ball gonna get a win.
Elvis, what makes him so effective? Why is he such a good pitcher?
I mean, he's tall and he keeps the ball down, and when you're that tall and you have that many pitches, it's really hard. And he keeps us in the game today. Like I said, he throw a lot of strikes. He keep everybody out of balance, and it's big when you do that.
All right, Elvis, you kept the Rangers in the game with a couple outstanding plays as well. Congratulations on the big night. Dave?
All right, Jim, Rangers win on a night where Hiroki Kuroda held them down to just 5 base hits. But they had the 2 they needed to even this series. And a game apiece with the rubber game tomorrow night. What a night for you, Darvish. As advertised, over from Japan, 3-0 after a 2-0 win.